because that actually gives you an indication of how special the wine is. Right.
So staying on the idea of tasting for a second and going back to the idea of being approachable, let's pretend we're not necessarily new. We've gone to a few tasting events. It's obviously this season now. Paso tomorrow is the Paso Fest. How do we talk to a winemaker? How do we ask questions that are both intelligent as well as we know what we're talking about a little bit? Do you have any hints for that? Any tips?
I think actually one of the first, and it's an easy question to ask, and one of the first questions to ask is, how much did you make of this wine? Because that actually gives you an indication of how special the wine is. Right. If somebody says, oh, we make 1 million bottles of this every year, it may be a very good wine, but the winemaker might know how it's made, but they might not know a lot about exactly where the vineyard is, and that kind of stuff. If they say, oh, we only made 2,000 bottles of this and it comes from one special vineyard, that really that starts to, just finding out quantity sometimes opens up the question of how special it is. Another question is, if it's a blend, if it doesn't say on the bottle that it's Chardonnay or Pinot Grigio, and you just know that it's a white wine, you can ask, what grapes are in this? Right. And they may, if they're French, they may look at you and say, well, of course you should know that a white wine from Burgundy is Chardonnay. Or they're really eager to talk about what it is in the bottle and why they made it the way they made it.
No, but people who visit, wineries should ask questions. Take that as an opportunity to learn. And just a little plug for the book. Read the book first. White Wine. It's available on Amazon. But read the book, get some knowledge, and then you go to a winery. Go out to California. Go to New York State. Go wherever you go. And visit a winery and talk to the winemaker and talk to the people who are responsible for making the wine. They're very, very generous with their time. They want you to be informed and they want you to enjoy their wine. So, do your homework and then learn some more in person, and then go back and read our book again, because you'll learn a little bit more. And that's what we really appreciate, when people do that.
And that's a really great point, because there is so much information in the book that it kind of gives you the questions on your own. If I'm going to go out and have a nice Riesling, there's 2-3 pages of really, down to pronunciation. Do you know what a lifesaver that is for someone who's trying to act smart and isn't? That's beautiful. So thank you for that.
We actually just had this conversation about a grape from Switzerland that is included in the book. That is Chasselas. And it's spelled Chasselas.
It's spelled Chasselas.
Yeah, Chasselas. And I'm like, so how do we pronounce it anyway? And Jeff said, he looked at me and said, there's a pronunciation guide on every page. So we're glad somebody noticed.
So just so you know, if you're looking at wine from Switzerland, it's called Chasselas. Chasselas.
So thank you so much for your time. Tell us where to find you, where to follow you, your social media, websites.
Get to know us better by reading what we write. So just go to www.amazon.com and put in 3 words, white wine book. It'll pop up. And then as you scroll down, and it said usually bought together. It's our white wine book and our red wine book.
Okay. We are on Facebook and on Instagram as World Wine Guys. And we have a website, worldwineguys.com.
We're not the beginning and the end of wine knowledge. There are so many of our colleagues that we respect deeply. So there's a lot to learn from everybody. So all I can say is that's what we'd like, for people to learn more, enjoy wine, open a bottle of wine with your family and friends. And, we kind of drop all of our guards, we drop all of our pretenses, and the world would be a lot better place.